Hey all you Bricksters, welcome, bienvenue, Freddy here from Two Loose Bricks with a Canadian view on the world of Lego, Mega Blocks, and other cool stuff. On today's episode we have a Lego and art inspired book from author-photographer Jeff Friesen. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the kind folks at Skyhorse Publishing for sending me a free copy of this book to do a review. I apologize for not getting this out earlier due to a serious injury and illness. I'm just going to take a quick moment here to tell you why I'm so hyped about it. Last year my son had to do a project on Banksy, the street artist, for his art class. I happened to see him working on it and enjoyed the art that I saw. Therefore, when this book arrived, I had to dive right into it. Jeff's interpretation of Banksy's art is incredible. I really like the fact how Jeff includes a small icon of the original Banksy art on each of his pages. I'm going to flip through the book and give you a page-by-page view of what the book looks like. I do wish that you do go out and support the author by buying a copy of this book. It is only $14.99 US. It contains bricked messages. Paint the Town Rat. I really like that one. That's really cool. I'd just like to take this bit of time here to talk about Jeff's use of Lego to create these dioramas. The way they are and the angle that the photos are taken actually makes you feel like the diorama is way bigger than what it is. I just like the way that he builds and creates this photograph with the use of the Lego bricks and nothing else but the Lego bricks. Most of the pages in the book are a picture mainly of Jeff's diorama interpretation of the Banksy art, which is an icon at the bottom of the page. Now if I get this page flipped, we can continue on, but I'm having trouble getting it flipped right there. There we go. Now in the next page, you'll see that it is a double full page, really zooming in on it. I like that too. That gives a different perspective than each of these pages right here. Okay, upon turning this page, we're just going to freeze it here for a second because I really want to focus on this one. This one here depicts a Lego man with a diving helmet on and a rubber ducky, while the original Banksy art has a picture of a person with a diver helmet on and the open top. Now Jeff's interpretation here says it's important for kids to get some fresh air. And what I believe he's saying is kids should get outside today, play, do things outside, not be stuck around on the inside of the house at your computers and video games and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I think that he sees in this picture. Now, having said that, further on in the book, up on page 80, because this is page 27, up on page 80, he uses Banksy's same picture with another diorama that he built. And I'll get to that very shortly. Okay, I'm kind of breaking out of the mold here, and I'm going up to page 80 with that second diver helmet picture of Banksy's. Now, Jeff's interpretation here in his diorama is two people with diving helmets on and a waiter with a wine bottle and all that, and they're sort of on a first date. And his caption is, "It's prudent to wear full protection on a first date," implying, you know, you should be safe on your first date if you're going to have sex or something like that. So, you know, you got to wear protection so you make sure you're covered. Showing off a little bit of Jeff's humor in this picture. I absolutely love how Jeff captured the iconic Banksy pictures here in his dioramas, with some of his spot-on reproductions of Banksy's pictures, but with subtle hints of his own. In some of Jeff's diorama pictures, they're not quite the same as Banksy's, but they are his own take. And here's a couple coming up of what I think are basically, you know, bang on. The two policemen there hugging, and this one here of the art with the painted lines. One is the flower, is the original Banksy, and the brickhead is Jeff's art. Now this one here depicts nothing of the picture of Banksy's, but it is Jeff's interpretation once again. Jeff's use of Lego in these photos have a perfect color coordination, and they're not too overpowering, with a clear focus on the main person, topic, or theme he's trying to get across from his interpretation of the original Banksy artwork. There are tons of dioramas that Jeff has created for this book, and each one, every time you look at it, you can see something different in it and get something different out of it. I certainly do, and I enjoy reading this book over and over again, even though it is mostly photographs that he has taken of his dioramas, like I said, with his interpretation of the original Banksy art. There are some titles that go along with them, each and every picture that he has taken, and that is certainly gratifying because you can understand his sort of interpretation of what he's got going on there. You'll notice in some of the photographs and on the pages that there's a lot more going on in Jeff's diorama and photograph than there is in the original Banksy art. But that's okay, because you get more of the picture and understanding of how Jeff interprets Banksy's art. Okay, in a few seconds here, coming right up, I am going to freeze frame once again with probably my most favorite picture in the whole book, and here it is. Okay, so first off, I'm going to look at Banksy's icon down in the lower right corner, and it's a picture of, well, it could be Banksy holding a white dog, the infamous white dog of Keith Harling. Now, in that, I have to say, back in high school, I loved Keith Harling's art, and I used to draw pictures and just follow the way that Harling did his art. And it's just amazing, with all the accentuating lines, etc., on it, to depict action and whatnot. Now, Jeff interprets that in his picture above, and his build of the dog itself is just so bang on with the way that Banksy has it on his art and the way that Keith used to draw his art. Now, Jeff went a little bit further and added a lady walking with her dog at the same time, and he captions his photo with a little history about Keith Harling. And I quote, "Keith Harling's successes as a dog breeder are overshadowed by his artistic accomplishments," end quote. Now, this is something I did not know about Keith, that he was a dog breeder. I just knew he was a fantastic artist, and I just loved his art. And I'm glad that I read Jeff's book here to be able to pick up on this little piece of history that I had missed out on because I had never really studied Keith Harling's art, just that I used to like drawing it and duplicating it for fun in high school. There are tons of great photographs and dioramas set up here by Jeff interpreting Banksy's art, and I gotta keep saying interpreting Banksy's art because that's what he's doing throughout this book. Once again, there's that diving helmet picture that I like so much, and there's another great one with all the faces on the printed tiles, etc. He really dives into this book. It's a great book for both young and old people, art lovers, non-art lovers. You can really get something out of this book no matter which way you read it. Take your time, go through it 1, 2, 20, 50 times. I certainly have. Every time I look at it, I'm finding something different at it. Even as I'm going through this with you right now, I'm seeing things as I flip through these pages that, well, I didn't see the first time that I've read it. There's so many great interpretations in this book. There's one coming up on page 103, and it's just about coming up now. And the original says, "What?" while Jeff's says, "Who?" Well, he's got an owl in there, so, maybe it's the owl that's saying who. It's his sense of humor, However, still holding the theme with the boy posing the question. Now on page 104, Jeff gets into how did Bricksy begin? I'm not really want to get into that. You should actually go out and purchase the book for yourself and support the author. Now pages 111 to 123 have the legend of the original Banksy icons used in each page of the book, and the links to the people who provided Jeff the real Banksy creative works. This is pretty neat in itself because you can look at all the original Banksy artwork in the back of the book in all of one place. And if you wish to look for it online, you can with the links provided and the pictures below the icons. And that pretty much wraps up a flip through of the book. And in this last picture, he shows exit through the brick shop. It's very synonymous of what it's like after going through a ride in an amusement park. After you leave the ride, you end up going through the gift shop. Quite appropriate, I think, for the last picture of this book. Jeff, in a collaboration with his daughter's toys, have taken these photos to a higher level of inspiration and interpretation. Jeff Friesen is a fellow Canadian who lives in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And if you'd like to see more of his works, please visit his website at www.jeff-friesen.com. That's www.jeff-friesen.com. And also www.thebrickfantastic.com. I'll put these links down below in the description. And once again, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the wonderful people at Skyhorse Publishing in New York, New York, for sending me a free copy of this book for a review. And I must say, out of 5 possible stars, I give it a 5 possible stars and a gold ribbon, just because I like the artwork of Banksy and Jeff's interpretation using the Lego. Until next time, I'm Freddie from Two Loose Bricks. And remember, if you can dream it, you can build it. I would really appreciate it if you would like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you many more great reviews, mocks, hauls, builds, tutorials, and other wonderful videos.